Hi, my name is Dr. I have been recently following the developments of the historical park going on in Bulgaria, and I just took it upon myself to say what I want to say. I am one of the primary and what was then one of the main investors in the park during its infancy. A young man by the Radoslav Ivanov had been following my work and my page on Facebook for several years before he finally convinced me to come and see this amazing project that was being done in Bulgaria. And so on a trip to Europe, I decided I would take some time and I would go to Bulgaria to see what this young man was talking about. And when I arrived and I saw the idea of the project at the time, because when I arrived, it was virtually nothing. There was the main structure upon entering, the big main building when you enter the project, and there may have been one other building apart from that. It literally was in its infancy. So to decide to invest in something like that, an 8-hour flight from where I'm from in the United States, was taking quite a risk. And he showed me Neofit-Rilski, the village outside of the historical park. And that too was just an idea. It was just a vision. It was virtually nothing at that time. And so after spending time on that trip with Radoslav and getting to meet Ivelin, the founder and, the head of the entire project, I knew immediately it was something I wanted to be a part of. It was absolutely amazing, the organization that Ivelin had created of these wonderful, vibrant, idealistic youth of Bulgaria that were seeking something to give themselves to, something that was an alternative to the corrupt, mafia-run government and system of Bulgaria. And to see the group called together that Ivelin had created with all these idealistic young kids wanting to be a part of something great, right away I knew that was something I wanted to be involved with. And when I met Rado and when I met Ivelin, I knew instinctively and immediately I could trust them. I could trust them with my money. I could trust them probably with my life. And so I invested, and I became one of the main primary investors right in the beginning, when the greatest risks really existed for investing in something at that point, because like I said, it was virtually nothing. Well, now fast forward 7 years later and look at what this project has become. They have done every single thing that they said they were going to do from the beginning. And they said they were laying it out in phases, and they met each phase as they said they would, even in spite of COVID, of the rising prices of raw materials, and now in spite of the corrupt, wicked, evil, mafia-run system and government of Bulgaria that's foolishly, unjustly trying to destroy this magnificent project. There is not another project in Bulgaria, or I would have to say potentially the world right now, that is as magnificent, as pure, that has the integrity behind it that this historical park does. And to see this mafia-run, corrupt government and system of Bulgaria trying to destroy such a good, high integrity, trustworthy man like Ivelin is disgusting. And, even though I have a lot of money invested in the park, I'm not making this video to protect my investment. I don't care. I could lose every penny that I have into this park. What matters more to me is that justice and truth be served in this circumstance. They have done every single thing they said they were going to do from day one with the money we invested, and there are many American investors, but in reality, this project was built by the Bulgarian people themselves for the Bulgarian people, which makes it even more magnificent, is how Ivelin's been able to rally the people of Bulgaria to invest in a project that represents their culture, their history, their future. And you disgusting, wicked, evil, mafia-led government and thugs are trying to destroy it and destroy Ivylin. Let me give you an example of who Ivylin really is. So I also invested in a home. I had a home built there. When COVID hit, I wanted to get my money out of cash and get it into something physical, like an asset. So I sent money from my bank accounts in the United States to Ivylin to build me a home. And he built a nice home for me. It wasn't quite finished, but as time went on, I needed to call some of the money back to home. So I wanted to sell the house. And I didn't even have to sell the house. Ivylin returned my money for an entire house. He returned my money. He did not have to do that, especially under the financial strain that the park was already under due to all these other extenuating factors. He could have easily said, well, I'm sorry, buyer beware. You invested, you committed, and I'm going to hold you to it. No. He knew, I'd already invested in the project from the beginning, and I have a family. I needed some money, to bring back home, call it away and bring it back home, that I could use it back at home for things I needed. And sure enough, Ivylin was there and returned the money according to what we had agreed to. Who does that? So anyone who wants to attack Ivylin as being corrupt, that there's money laundering going on, that, that he's using the funds for his own gain, nothing could be further from the truth. Ivylin is an unbelievably educated, well-read, knows history, is very righteous, incredible amounts of integrity, and he has a love for his people, for his country, for his history, and he has all his passion and heart invested in this project. Just like, which I can appreciate because my work in the Gerson therapy, I have an incredible amount of love and passion for. And so I would literally die for it. And I'm sure Ivylin would die for this project. And not just for his sake, but for all the people who have rallied around him and the project and built it from day one. So, as an American, and many Americans who are invested in the project, let me be perfectly clear that I will do everything I possibly can to protect and uphold Ivylin, Rado, and the historical park, because I believe in it. I believe in those people. I believe in the project. I believe in all of the people that are behind the project, all these incredible youth, the Bulgarian people who invested their time, their money, their blood, sweat, and tears. And I will make sure that this corruption that we're hearing about in the United States from the corrupt, wicked, evil, mafia-run government and system, I will make sure I go to the biggest people that I can that we have access to in the United States. Joe Rogan, Tucker Carlson, I'll approach Russell Brand if I have to. Whoever I can get this to expose what's going on in Bulgaria, because it's disgusting, it's unjust, it's evil, and really it's just outright foolish. The historical park in Bulgaria is one of the most magnificent things that I personally have ever seen. And to be a part of it is an honor and it's a privilege. And to have a bunch of thugs in Bulgaria trying to destroy it because of their own selfish reasons, well, I'm not going to tolerate it. And I know those back in the historical park are fighting every single day to protect what they've built against these mafia thugs. And so I will go everywhere I can in the United States to expose what's going on in Bulgaria and surrounding this project. So that's all I've got to say. And, you know, may God protect Ivelin, Rado, and this absolutely incredible project that I have no doubt God is behind and supporting.